Sometimes the best way to deal with narcissistic parents is to move out as soon as you reach legal age, or to go no contact with them. Healing from narcissistic abuse is best done when you have no or limited contact with a narcissist. However, parents often try everything they can to keep control over you. When you give up the hope that your parents will one day change, you may realize that going low or no contact is the best thing to do for your sanity and health. Moving out, going low, or having no contact with parents who are inappropriate, controlling, invasive, or abusive is not easy. Here are some tips. Hello wonderful person and welcome to Narcissistic Abuse Healing. I'm Anton and I create videos about narcissistic abuse to help you understand what was done to you and help you heal from it. Please help this channel grow by subscribing. If you find this video informative or helpful in any way, please let me and YouTube know by liking and sharing it. Feel free to share your experience in the comment section as well as topics you would like me to cover. Accept they are not going to change. As hard as it is, you will have to accept your parents are not going to change no matter what you do and how much you plead with them. You need to accept them exactly for how they are. When you do, you will not be shocked or surprised when they react toxically. You will expect it from them. Accepting that they are responsible for their own lives, choices, and that nothing you do will change them will make it easier for you to move out or go no contact with your parents. Their happiness is not your responsibility, nor is it your duty to take care of them. You are not to blame. Many children think they are in some way to blame for how their parents treat them. Yes, you may at some times not be nice to them, but most of the time you are reacting to how they treat you and how they raised you. You may have a lot of resentment and hatred buried deep in you that you may not even be aware of. However, the state of your relationship is not your fault. No matter how much you wish to have a loving connection with your parents and do all kinds of wonderful things with them, if they do not meet you halfway, nothing you do is going to fix the relationship. If you think pleasing them will make them one day love you, they will just continue to use and abuse you. Deep down they don't love themselves and thus cannot love anyone else. It's them or you. Narcissists have a black and white view of everything. They can accept that your life is more important to you than pleasing them. They will often try to take up all your free time by getting you to run errands for them or sabotaging your plans, such as dropping in uninvited and with no notification at your home when you plan to go out. You will have to accept that you cannot successfully split your time between your dreams and trying to please them. You have to recognize that your health, well-being and dreams must come first. You will need to let go of the urge to try to please them and feeling guilty for not jumping to every request of theirs, or for them being upset with you and that you may need to go low or no contact with them. It can be hard cutting contact and you may feel guilty and ashamed for what you need to do, but you have to value your life more. They had their life. They chose to have children and the responsibility that came with it. They cannot blame you for losing their youth by having to raise you. It was their choice and duty. They cannot demand you to make it up to them for raising you. Set and enforce boundaries. Many people have boundaries with their parents, they just do not enforce them. And that is actually one of the major problems codependents and people pleasers have with narcissists. They do not hold narcissists accountable for the narcissist actions. You will have to sit down and decide exactly what you will and will not allow from your parents. Maybe you do not want any contact from them anymore, or require them to arrange with you before they visit you, or that they are not allowed to talk to you in certain ways. Try to keep conversations short and stay with light topics and don't go into details regarding your life. If you still live with your parents, then try to have your private space respected. Many parents feel nothing for walking in unannounced into your room and rearranging your things or going through your stuff. Also set boundaries on your time. You should help out around the house, but you should not be expected to work like a slave from morning to night, washing dishes, laundry, doing gardening, and every other task that comes up. If you do go no contact, accept that your parents will try to hoover you directly or indirectly to make contact. They may use guilt and shame to get you to take them back into your life. It is hard to just go no contact with your parents and you may give them a few second chances. But in the end, you may need to get a court order to enforce them not making contact with you. Accept they may make it difficult for you. Know that your parents may use every trick they know to keep control over you. They may lash out at you and try to use fear, or they may collapse in tears and use guilt or shame when you start setting boundaries, or prepare to move out or go no contact. If you have children, they may accuse you of being selfish by blocking them from seeing their grandkids. Know that if you allow your children to spend time with your parents, they may abuse your children just because of who they are even if they do not mean it. However, they will often shamelessly try to use your children to further their agenda and get control over you again. Your parents may also try to get other family members involved and have them side with your parents. Often when you go no contact with your parents, you stand a big risk of losing contact with the rest of the family. That is because many may not experience the problems you are with your parents, or they do not want to go against your parents. Prepare to be disowned by your family or receive cold shoulders and limited help should you need it. Parents and family may remove their support the moment you go no contact or move out from your parents. Family members may take items back such as transport they lend you with no warning or explanation. Try not to explain yourself. Narcissists see their children as an extension of themselves and tools to use, not as an individual with needs, wants, rights and dreams. The narcissistic parent is not interested in any reason you give for your actions, for they are only interested in how your actions impact them. No reason you give will justify to them that you have a right to cut them off or take control of your life. You are there to make them look good and do their bidding. Anything you do for yourself that does not benefit them will not go over easy with them. It may take some time for them to accept your boundaries, but they will always try to push your boundaries and regain control over your life. Try to avoid confrontations as it will just end in disaster. Any reason, excuse or argument you give for your decision will be shot down by them. They will not see your point and will try to cause guilt in you or threaten you in some way to try to get you to change your decision. Often you may need to spring things so quickly on them that they have no chance to react. You may tell them you are moving out as you pack your bags in a car or taxi. You will have to be assertive and not succumb to nagging, self-pity, threats, guilt-tripping or any other forms of manipulation. Refrain from telling them all their mistakes and blaming them for you leaving. They will not take it constructively and it may create more problems as they may fear you are going to expose them to the world. Just state that it is something you need to do for your personal growth. Make a plan as best as you can. It can be frightening to move out from a secure home. You not only lose a place to sleep, but can also lose transport, internet and financial support. Although it may not be possible to plan everything to the smallest detail, plan at least where you are going to sleep, get food, transport, money and communication from. If you plan to couch surf with friends, find out first if they are willing to take you and how long you can stay. You may not like where you are, but storming at the front door after an argument with no plan can cause a lot of problems and hardship for you. And if you are forced to go back to your parents, the abuse will often increase. Before you decide to sleep in the street, look at backpacker lodges and other places that take people who are willing to work short term for lodging and food. Some give a small amount of money. Or look at picking fruit on farms or other volunteer places where you can get work experience, food and lodging before deciding to wing it on the street. Accept you will doubt your decision. After moving out or going no contact, you may go through several weeks or months where you doubt your actions. Narcissists do not take responsibility for their actions. You may have been trained from young to take the blame for your parents' emotions and mistakes. You may wonder if you overreacted, remembered things correctly, and if you will not regret your actions. Having a journal that you can go through of all the things that were done to you that led you to decide to move out or go no contact can help you reassure you of your choices. It will take time to let go of guilt and shame you may feel. That alone should tell you you have been manipulated and abused. A child should never feel like they have to run away from their parents or never want to speak to them again. The fact that you feel this way shows that your parents may be toxic to you and that going your way may be the best thing to do for your health and sanity. You should not feel guilty or ashamed to want to make a life of your own. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please like and share it so that more people can benefit from it. If not subscribed, please subscribe now by clicking the seductive red button. As reward for subscribing, you will get more informative videos about narcissistic abuse. Please leave a comment as it helps to expand the information covered in the video, which may be of benefit to others. Also check out my books on narcissism by following the links in the description. Thank you.